everybody in YouTube land. So I've been working on the terrain. There'll be a couple of videos. I'm working on modular hills and some of these modular ruin sets. The idea is I don't have a lot of room, so everything I make, I'm trying to figure out how to kind of get it all flat stored. So the process and how I make those will be coming out hopefully next week. But as I am slowly getting my terrain together, so my mats are made, or at least some of them, my basic terrain's done, there's a couple of decisions I've had to make. Getting back into it, so I'm starting from scratch. So the question is, do I now run out and buy the Games Workshop Warhammer stuff, 9th edition, or do I stick with the old stuff? And the first big decision, there's a lot of backwards and forwards in, but I am a hermit, so I don't play in tournaments. I'm not a competitive player. I enjoy playing. I enjoy solo play. I have a couple of friends that have never played before, so I don't have to match to them, and we've talked about it too. And they're quite fine with 3rd edition rules. So this is what I'll be using for my Warhammering in the 40th millennium. The advantage of it is that it's a pretty well flowing game. So you can play a game, you know, in about an hour, hour and a half, something like that, depending on the size, obviously. But you can play a game pretty quickly, and because I have a day job and I'm on call 24/7, so that to me is kind of important. The second thing is everything you need is in this book. It's got the army lists, all the rules, all the army lists. You can get away with just playing with this, you know, that's it, that's all you need. I do have codexes because they're cheap on eBay, so when I find them, I get them. So slowly I've been building this edition's codex books up, and there's not much in them. I mean, you think about what a rip-off it was in the day. I mean, the army lists are pretty much the same. You get a couple of special characters, some fluff, and you know, they're about as, well, you're lucky if they're as thick as a White Dwarf issue. So, but you know, there's some good inspiration in there with the pictures and the photos, terrain, all that good stuff, and they're not murder expensive on eBay. So when I see them, I get them. So that's the first decision. The second decision, which really wasn't a hard one, am I going to rush out and buy the models, or get the retro models, or the simple answer is I have a 3D printer. Am I going to 3D print them? I know a lot of GW people don't like the 3D printing thing, but yes, of course I'm going to 3D print them. I mean, you look at the prices, and then half the time it's out of stock. You know, it's a no-brainer. I can see why a lot of people don't start this game or get back into it if they don't have their old stuff anymore. So, you know, I'm not going to drop 500 bucks on an army. Oh, by the way, another good thing about 3rd edition is you don't have to have crap tons of models. I mean, the unit sizes or the battle sizes, at least figure-wise, usually are a lot smaller. So you're not throwing buckets of dice across the table, which appeals to me. So, and I'm digressing. So getting back into, am I gonna, if there's some nice ones I like, of course I'll buy them. But most of my models I'm gonna be printing because it's way cheaper. You know, if you've got a good resin printer, the quality isn't that bad. I mean, you know, is it cutting edge? Sometimes, yes, actually. But all in all, you know, to get them on the table, you know, tactical squads and all that stuff, I mean, they're fine. They're better quality than what I used to play with back in the day. So, you know, I don't have a problem with that. The other thing is, Games Workshop back in my day, you know, was a gaming company. Obviously they needed to make money, but now it's like this horrible corporation, and I'm one of those that's still like really butthurt that they blew up the old world, because the amount of money that people invested in that, I just didn't see the need to blow the world up. It's like, you know, taking your ball and going home because people aren't playing the way you want to, whatever. You know, even if it's not making money, they could have discontinued the line without blowing it up. To me, that was, you know, so destructive, because all the games you played, you know, there was always that swing, chaos, or you know, everybody struggling for position. All the books you bought and read, you know, it was always interesting, the lore, and, you know, by ending it and blowing up the world, all of that there doesn't matter. So even if I did want to pick up a book for a good read, in the back of my mind, someone's already told me what the ending is, and I don't like it. And I just think that was horribly, horribly destructive, and disingenuous, and basically just a slap in the face to everybody. So I am not really wanting to give them any more money. I mean, I don't mind buying their products. I'm not a total GW hater, but, you know, they've had my money quite a few times over. Really, they're not offering me anything new. Space Marines are still Space Marines. You know, Tyranids are Tyranids, Eldar are Eldar. They keep rewriting the rules and rewriting the walls, and then, you know, and all that. So now if they do a resculpt for a nicer model, that's fair, that's good. But a lot of it is just, you know, every 4 years or so, you know, oh, let's do new editions, change things up so that people have to go and change their own stuff. So, anyway, that's just my opinion. So, you can get your torches out and your pitchforks, or not, it's up to you. I'm a hermit. So what other decisions have I had to make? Yes. Now, leading on from this, once I've got the basic terrain built, and I've got a table to play on, and I will be doing a video on, you know, the armies selection. My first selection that I'm going to be building and painting are Space Marines. Now, 3rd edition, there wasn't much difference in them. There were a couple of extra codexes, but I kind of like the Raven Guard. Even though there's no special rules for them or anything, I just like I like the stealth armor idea. It's pretty simple to paint for me to get back into painting. And well, actually they're not. It's hard to paint a black stealth armor and make it look interesting. So that's one of the things I'll be struggling with when I do a painting video. That being said, a friend of mine, Nico, he started on a Necron army. So, you know, once we get armies up, we will be doing battle reports. So, you know, in this channel, we'll be able to then to have terrain making, army building and painting, and battle reports. So, and that'll get us, you know, going well. Another decision was, do we just stick with 40k? And while, especially at the beginning, most of it is going to be 40k, I also want to start thinking towards doing fantasy. I'm leaning towards, I think, 6th edition Warhammer fantasy battles, which is, you know, again, it's annoying because the world got blowed up. But you still have a good game. That's the one I'm leaning to. That being said, it might be Kings of War. We're still up in the air on that. That's down the road a bit. So anybody got any ideas on the fantasy side of stuff, throw a comment in. I'm also trying to make... My terrain at the moment is pretty generic because it's although it's blocking line of sight terrain and all that stuff, it's still scatter terrain. So the idea is we'll have, you know, a good couple of tables worth of terrain that packs away easily, and then also build some centerpiece, so like some proper builds, and then, you know, a few of those, just once again, it's all about storage. So I've got some cabinets where I can put some larger terrain pieces, and then that way, you know, build kind of a narrative in a battle and stuff like that. So that's where we're at. I got a couple of videos on the train I'm making right now coming out, and we're working towards then getting the minis painted, and then once those are painted, getting onto battle reports. So we're a new channel. Like, subscribe, stick with us. Who knows, all this faffing around with cameras and microphones might turn into something. Have a good one. Thank you.